WROK.
Good morning, everybody. Dave Schmidt along with Matt Nestor here on the State Line Sports Hour, March 21st, 2015. We end high school basketball in Illinois as we know it today. All the third-place games and the final games.
Yep, we'll be
Rockford
done.
Lutheran will play Morgan Park today. They'll have their hands full with Lovett.
Yes.
Anybody
would have their hands full with him.
What do you think the odds are him moving back to California after this game? Do you think he'll do that? You know, he's the big-time transfer that transferred twice in California and ends up in Morgan Park living with friends. You know how I am about that stuff.
I think he'll stick where he's at until he makes his college choice and figures out where he's going to go there.
He's supposed to do it this coming week. They said
is he? He's got a lot of people after him. I know that, and I'm sure after having 45 points in a state semifinal, I'm sure a few more teams might even want him after that.
You know, Jalen Brunson did that last year in the game that they lost.
Yeah.
And then he had the little incident that caused all kinds of havoc last year. So right now we're going to have a special guest. We're going to talk about some things that happen. I guess basketball doesn't quit completely.
No, it's not done when the season's done.
Tomorrow at East High School, it will be the Ballstars Spring Showcase 2015. That's when some unsigned junior college kids, local prospects like Ramos from Freeport will be there.
DeLandre
Dixon from Auburn will be there. And what they'll do is they've got at least 50 coaches committed to this showcase tomorrow. And they'll have an opportunity. They'll play games from 3 to 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. They'll be playing games at East High School. And with us today, we have a special guest. Coach Roy Sackmaster set us up. Condric Sanders, who was an assistant coach this year with East. And Condric, it's good to have you on today on the State Line Sports Hour.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys.
Hey, can you tell us real quick, Coach, how this all started out and how you got the showcase to come to Rockford and to East? Because I know you had a big part of that.
Yes, for the past 16 years, I was coaching college basketball, JUCO, NAIA, Division II, and Division I at Florida A&M. I started recruiting for Rich Kemps in Indianapolis, Cherry Hill, Indiana State, St. Louis, and it's Castle Arkansas State University. I would always go there and recruit players. There's a couple other guys that showcases like that. When I moved back here in October, September, and I took the job with Roy, I called Rick and a few of the guys about hosting something here in Rockford. We never had anything like this of this magnitude. And so Rick looked into the demographics of the area, and he said, well, it's close to Chicago, Milwaukee. It's a good place, you know. And he decided to bring it here. And the unique thing was, his camp in St. Louis, he started to 150 a kid next week, and other camps, 225 a kid. Here he did me a favor. He only charged $60 a kid. And so it's the first annual one in Rockford. We're hoping to have a good turnout, some great support of the kids, and hopefully we can bring it back next year and continuing years.
You know, what do you hope to get out of something? I know obviously the goal is to get some kids going to college because, I mean, really recruiting is all about exposure, and I know some of these kids just haven't had the chance to have that exposure at the higher levels with the AAU, things like that. So how important is something like this to the kids in the local area?
It's very important to the kids in the local area. Like Rick is a national scout. His publications are up to over 200 schools. We receive his publications at Lewis University in Rowanville, and also Florida A&M. So I recruited from his publication. I'll call them up the kids on this list, and it's big for the city of Rockford. I know the one in Jonesboro, Arkansas, Ontario, we would have up to 200 coaches in there and up to 400 or 500 kids. This won't be that big until maybe a year or two. Hopefully, when we get the new building built downtown, we'll have a huge showcase like that would attract 400 or 500 kids. It's good for the economy and the city also. You just imagine 200 coaches coming in, it's a hotel room. You imagine 500 kids coming in. And that bring commerce to the economy and also to the city of Rockford. Our hope is next year and the following years to have kids far away as have kids in just about every school from here to Polo. Into the showcase. That's our goal. This weekend we have kids coming from Michigan, Wisconsin, Iowa, Decatur, a ton of Chicago kids. Also we have the Auburn kids. We have a Latte, Nightly has committed, M.L. Moore Jefferson has committed, Martell Brown at Jefferson, Stephen Hanna. So we have actually the top unsigned players and the conference has committed. Even kids from Bullen has committed. I'm trying to get word from Dalton Minky from Winnebago. I know Ramos from Freeport. The top unsigned players in this conference committed. And we have upwards of 50 or more coaches that are being attendance.
You know, you kind of tie this into like with the NCAA tournament going on right now, and I know a lot of people see these smaller schools for the first time, and you know they'll see some really good players and say, "Boy, how did a player like that end up at a school like that?" But it's really because of a program like this, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a program like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of kids, I have a foundation, no books, no ball, that I'm bringing here to Rockford this one year. Trying to get kids to look at different levels of basketball. I think the best team I ever coached was maybe the Highland Community College team was 34-2. And all L.C. Robinson was on that team from Rockford, and Anthony Simpson from Auburn. All those kids went to Division I. I think maybe the best team I ever coached was the NAIA team at Robert Morris University with Otis Jeffers and those guys. And he had a 5-year NBA career. So it's levels, and to me, I'm trying to get these kids to look at the importance of education. Whether you go to Augustana, Wisconsin Stout, Lewis, Wisconsin Parkside, or Rockford College, it's still a quality education. I'm trying to get this stuff in those kids' head. Fred Van Fleet, Chad Gallagher, and Danny Jones come 1 in a million here to Rockford.
Mm-hmm.
You know, every kid's not going to be a Danny Jones to go to Wisconsin, or Chad and go to Creighton, or Fred and go to Wichita State. Every kid's not going to be that. These kids just to realize that here's a chance right now with 20 or 30 junior colleges in the other day. You have everyone from Knox College in Galesburg to Lewis and Clark to Wisconsin Stout to be here to Cardinal Church in Milwaukee. Now you got every level here. So now you have a chance to just realize and see that you have a chance for continued education. Have some fond memories at somewhere like Cardinal Church in Milwaukee or Knox College or, you know, any other colleges there. So we got the kids to look at. Just take a chance, go out to school, get your degree, and come back and be a very supportive person in our community.
We're talking right now with Condric Sanders. He's an assistant coach with Roy Sackmaster over at East. They'll be having the Ballstars Spring Showcase 2015 Sunday at East from 3 to 8 p.m. And when you look at it, Condric, I know one of the goals for you is you didn't come up as a glamour boy with a silver spoon or anything. You had to work for a lot of things, overcome some adversity. I think that's part of the goal, too, isn't it? Get some kids that maybe not have that opportunity or maybe that glamour education growing up to get the opportunity to play some college basketball and also get that degree.
Yeah, that's very important. You know, I did have, when I took one of the parents, I made some mistakes in life, early on in life. And finally, in the mid-90s, I cried out, God, forgive me for the things I've done in the past. My life has been wonderful since then. And so one of the things I do when I came back was try to help this community. I moved back here for 17 years. Like, it's kind of a shot. You know, it's not the same Rockford that I left in 96. It's not the same. So one of my goals off this program that I founded with these showcases, I got another one coming in the end of the summer. Help get some of the kids off the streets actively. Some of the Auburn and East and Jefferson kids, some of the inner city kids, to help get them off the streets, help get them out to school, get them away from Rockford for the summer. I spoke to every coach that's coming about as you offer one of these kids in the Rockford area, get them out here for the summer. Get them a summer school program and just get them out here. So it's just a chance to give back. Give back. That's one of the main things I want to do here is give back to the kids and try to provide as many scholarships as possible here in Rockford.
You know, and I got to imagine that the message, you know, is a little bit more impactful for the kids, you know, like you said, given your background there, you know, because you've been where they've been before. And so I got to imagine that is very impactful with the kids when you're trying to convey these things to them.
Yeah, you've done a lot of good, actually. You know, if you play ball, this is one of my recruiting tools. I didn't play college ball.
Mm-hmm.
So why do you walk like that? I said, well, you know, it's been shot a few times. Well, why are you talking? Why are you so nice and so calm? I said, because that's Christ. So I have a chance to share my testimony with the kids. And a lot of them, you know, kind of bite into all the kids at East have. We had a wonderful run at the end. A lot of them bite in, so I have a chance to really talk to them and show them the love and concern I have for them. I share a lot of stories to them about all the guys I grew up with. You know, a lot of them right now are either gone or locked up. I have a chance to share their story, and the reason I still need so much, the reason I'm always texting and calling is because I love you and I want to see you make it. I don't want to see you to walk the steps that I walked before. So it always has been an impact wherever I've been as a coach to the young men I've coached.
Condric, when you look at it, give me an example of somebody that has come out of one of these camps that people would know about. And if he wouldn't have been to this camp, maybe not have the opportunity to play college ball. Is there one guy that stands out to you right now?
Oh, it's a few. The one that stands out to me most, maybe Tony Allen, the Memphis Grizzlies. I had an opportunity to coach Tony at these camps. I had with ball camps. And Tony came out of Chicago, Crane. He was a Turtle kid from Crane, and he was kicked out of junior college. He was supposed to be coming to Highland with us in Freeport. The baggage he had, we just didn't accept it. He ended up going to Wabash Valley. He played in Rick's camp, and he put on a show at the camp, and he drew notice. he went to Rock Valley, Rick had him listed the preseason All-Americans. And that was just goes to show Oklahoma State comes in. They forgave him for what he did in the past at other schools in the high school. With Oklahoma State, he still got drafted 2 world championships later, and he's been in the NBA like 9 years. Rick has quite a few NBA players come to his camp. Spreewell and all those guys have. When he was at 3 Rivers, he played in Rick's camp. So he has quite a few. Kevin Brown was drafted by the Boston Celtics in the first round. Oklahoma walked in Florida, and he also showcased in Rick's camp. So I remember one of the camps in Indiana when Antoine Barber played at Kentucky, and Tony Allen and Key Madison played with Seattle. There was a couple NBA coaches at his camp. He had a top 40 camp. He said, I want to bring you here one day. We had the top 40 players in America junior college there. And there was a few NBA scouts there.
You know, as you try to build this going forward in the years coming, you know, if this is something kids are interested in maybe next year or the year after that, is this an invitation-only camp, or is this something where they can reach out to somebody, you know, to get themselves in front of some coaches like that?
No, it's not invitation only. Some of the camps that Rick had, there's like academic showcases also. And that's what I want to put forth in this area, that a kid would eventually, that they have like a 2.25 GPA or better, have to be eligible going into the camp for high school status. I want to enforce something like that for next year. Then hopefully when we get the new facility built, I know when he's had the new facility built, we'll probably host it there next year. But going forward ahead, we're going to look at it as the academic showcase also.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably have more input with it with my notebooks, No Ball Foundation, which puts his kids towards academic excellence and not towards just basketball. You know, the ball quits bouncing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know I had a couple of surprise speakers, but it didn't work out the way I wanted to. So maybe in our fall showcase, I'll have Lee Lampton, Jeremy Richmond speak. I want those 2 kids to speak to the kids. I want the ladies to speak as the best player ever come out of Rockford. It's in my eye, along with Ernie Kent. And I think Jeremy Richmond, one of the most talented kids to never make it. And I had the fortunate opportunity to coach Jeremy's brother, Justin, at a highly committed college. So I was trying to get Jeremy down this weekend. I was a surprise to the kids. I actually had to speak to the Rockford area kids about his missed opportunity.
Well, thanks, Coach, so much for being on today. Really enjoyed it. And just keep us updated, and we'll make sure we let people know about these camps. And good job, Coach. We appreciate it.
Yeah, if you guys can, keep throwing it out there today. What I want to do is try to impress Rick and a few of the guys who's sponsoring them. They will want to bring it back. That's my goal, is have a good attendance,
Sure.
Have a good turnout, and hopefully he'll want to bring it back next year and the year after. Maybe he'll see some out of Rockford that other people haven't seen yet. There's talent and a crazy fan base.
Well, thanks so much, Coach, and we'll talk to you soon, okay?
Okay, thanks, and I appreciate you guys.
You bet. We've been talking with Condric Sanders, who was an assistant coach this year at East, bringing in a camp like. I think it's a great thing because anytime you can expose kids to a college education for free and use a tool like basketball, it's a great effort. So
you know, and to his point there, I hope people do go out and support that. You know, number one, it's a great program for the area. You know, it really does give kids a chance to get some exposure because that's really what recruiting is at the end of the day. We know about some of the kids that are going. You know, when you look at the Latwan Porter, Antoine Pittman, but they also got that exposure on the AAU circuit. Not every kid in the area gets a chance to play that, whether it's
can't afford to do it.
And then that's, I was going to say, due to money or whatever the situation is. So it gives them a chance to get some of that exposure. And like you said, there's different levels of basketball you can have success. And you don't have to go to that Division I program. You know, you could be Division II, Division III, NAIA. Number one, get your education, which is the most important part. But even if you do want to go further with basketball, you can get to those levels and then go from there on to Europe. It doesn't have to be the NBA or anything like that. But it all starts with something like this and getting them a chance. So hopefully they get a good turnout to that because it's also going to be, I'm sure there's going to be some great games there, from 3 to 8. Just
lots
with some
of slamming, I bet.
Yeah, I'd say with some of the players that we know are going to be there. I bet you there's a lot of defense going on because that's what they're going to be trying to do. They're going to be trying
They want complete players. They just don't want
that's what I was saying. Yeah, it's not going to look like a typical all-star game, I don't think, or anything like that because they're going to be trying to impress coaches. For some of these kids, it's a chance to get on to the next level. So I think you're going to get out there. You might see some one-on-one play going on, but I think you'll see a lot of hard defense, people going after loose balls, rebounds, things like that because they're going to show, other college coaches that they'll do all the little things. They're going to work hard and things like that to get to that next level.
3 to 8 p.m. tomorrow at East High School. I don't think there's a charge for it. I think you can go in there, and if there is, tell Roy Sackmaster I sent you. Maybe he'll let you in, okay? But we want to thank Coach Sackmaster for getting a hold of us, and we'll keep you updated on this. And I don't know, I'm going to have a whole house full of kids, but I wouldn't mind just
Yeah.